Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Sophia. We're going to work on our inner psyche, the shadow. I'm going to open this up with, let me clean out the energy. I honor those parts of my shadow self and give love to it, so it may excel in a life of abundance and not hold me back from any opportunities, prosperity, or wealth that are mine by divine right. All right, we're going to open this up and start this off. Let's see what we get. The dark fixation, the shadow. Let's see what happens. Dark fixation. It is Saturday. I hope you guys are doing well. And if you're not, get out in the park. You'll feel better. I was kind of feeling a little iffy. The energy is just, it's so chaotic in the world, man. I was at the mall and this couple were... Not to laugh. It's just funny because people don't know how to act anymore. Toxic behaviors, defensiveness, deflects, blame, stonewalling, emotional withdrawals. Yeah, it was toxic out at the mall when it should have been nice. You know, people take their families out there, but it was a man and a woman and they were going at it. They were highly toxic. Highly toxic. Okay, so we're going to start this off with shadow is what shadow does. Random thoughts and rants. We all know thoughts are energy, right? Yeah. So let's see what comes out. I'm happy to say I'm going to be adding tarot to my deck at the end of the reading. Not today, but in the future, I'm going to be adding tarot. I love tarot because it really helps with life's challenges and gives you really good perspective on things that you're going with. So this is toxic behavior. So let's pull. Be careful who you trust. Shadow is what shadow does. Be careful who you trust. Another one. We got the past is no longer relevant. It's done. It's gone. Let it go. There's nothing you can do about the past, right? It's over with. It's like a figment of the imagination now because you can't relive it. Or you can go through the same things, toxic issues, but with different people and places. So I guess that part will always be the same if you don't change it. They are heartless. The only time they have emotions is when they don't get their way. Toxic behavior. This is someone who always wants their way. And when they don't get it, they become toxic. They become heartless. Yeah. All right, let's pull from some famous quotes. Psychologist knows a thing or two about these types of toxic people. Oops. Oh, shoot. Excuse me. All right. My nails aren't wet. I don't know why I'm having problems. All right. I hope you guys are doing well. Let's see what we get. If you feel everything too much, if you carry pain that isn't yours, if your heart breaks for others over and over, this message is for you. Carl Jung. Okay, so you could take that as it resonates. if you carry pain like that for others, like you're feeling all their emotions, you could be highly intuitive. You could be an empath. Empaths can take on pain from people, and it's not good to do. Okay, so you need to really work on your inner psyche. To awaken is to remember that what you seek is already within you, Thoth, and that is your divinity, your higher self, connects you to your soul. Okay? Your higher self and your soul connect to your spirit team. Some like to call it. We all have people that are on our side up there that are really, really rooting for us. Let's get another famous quote. We bump into soulless men and women at every step in life. Helen Blavatsky. And Helen Blavatsky was a spiritualist. She knew a lot about the other realms, things that go bump in the night, darkness. Your mind is a doorway. That's your inner psyche. That's why you have to heal it, so that you can operate authentically and not be manipulated by parasitic entities. Yeah, it's true. Don't mean to scare you, but it's true. And they come in toxic people. They attach to them. That's why you get a lot of people in the world doing horrible things to humans, to other people. I recall my soul fragments back to me in all directions of all times. That's calling your soul back. Okay, because it gets pieced off in certain areas and timelines. If you experience trauma in certain areas of your life, that's a timeline where your soul is fragmented in, and it's important to call it back, especially when you're on a healing journey. Okay? It's important to call back your soul. I do have some things that I say that can call back the energy, the soul, from different timelines. And it's good to do that, especially if you're out and about. And, because you can give your energy away. And you might be giving it away to a person who has attachments. And you will get depleted. That's how it works. All right. Let's clean out the inner psyche. This is how you integrate the inner psyche, by answering questions. You're peeling it like an onion. All right? All right. This is where you peel your soul like an onion, your mind and your heart, because everything stores there. Your heart is a doorway to your higher self. Your divinity on the other side. Your mind is a doorway to higher, your divinity, your God, your source energy, and those are also doorways for dark forces. So you want to heal it, because you want to make sure you're not being siphoned every day by all your negative thinking. Thoughts are weapons. Write down a time you felt betrayed. What would you say to the person now? And reason being, because when you peel your inner psyche, the mind, the subconscious mind, where 95% of our reality becomes what we think about. By doing these inner psyche prompts, you're peeling your mind and your heart, things that are dormanted, laid in there, and that need to come out and deal with. This way, you don't become fall prey to people who can literally siphon your energy. A skilled manipulator, all they have to do is talk to you and know, okay, I got that one. Because you start talking about your past pain and heartache and disappointments, they use that shit against you. Sorry, it's true. What's a personal accomplishment that makes you proud? You should always be proud of yourself. Okay? No matter what people think, you always be proud of you. All right. Let's get another one. What are something people often get wrong about you? Okay? Could be more than one thing. What are some things people often get wrong about you? At work. At work. You know, everyone should be on their best behavior at work, right? But you should always be yourself. You shouldn't have to overly compensate. You know me, I wake up every day balanced, light and shadow. But I always choose my light. I'll always be kind and nice unless someone shows me their true colors, and then they're going to get my shadow. And it's not fake. That's authentic. Why am I going to be nice and kind to an asshole, right? Excuse my French. Do you value yourself? Gotta value yourself. Okay? All right. And that is how we peel the inner psyche so you don't fall victim to narcissists, psychopaths. Because when you start sharing all of your life, all your past traumas and all your past heartache and things like that you don't even need to share. No one needs to know that. Not even your partner until you know he's actually your partner. But you're married, when you get married. And even at that, know who you're marrying. Give yourself time. All right. We're going to pull an affirmation from I Am Beautiful Self-Love Healing Affirmations. Why? Because affirmations work. Your neuroplasticity in the brain stores old and new information. And this is where we can reprogram with better thoughts. Because remember, thoughts are weapons. They're tools. Don't use them against you. Don't use them against yourself. Because remember, 95% of our subconscious, where we operate from, everyone operates in the subconscious. Unless you've healed your inner psyche and you've balanced. And people, when they say something to you, doesn't trigger you. You know, you just can brush it off. You know, like nothing. You don't have to be worried about it triggering you because it doesn't even matter. And the affirmation is, I choose to remain positive. I am one with the wisdom of life. I am strong. This is what you're telling your brain. You're reprogramming your brain. So whenever you have a bad thought, say that. Today I choose to remain positive. I am one with the wisdom of life. I am strong. Yes, you are. You're strong. And if you're not, you don't think you are, then you won't be. I'm strong. Physically strong, mentally strong. Yeah. I mean, I've come up against demons, witches, and warlocks, and attachments, people, and their sick thoughts. I'm strong. And you are too. Don't let anybody tell you you're not. And it's real. It's out there. Don't put yourself in a bubble because you're just going to be siphoned. Yeah. You need to integrate your light and your shadow because your shadow protects the light within you. And you operate healed but balanced. You know, it's a lifelong journey because the psyche, the mind, and the heart, it's like an onion. You got to peel it to get to the root core. And it can be tough, but you can do it. Life is full of surprises, and it is never too late to learn something new or do something you've always wanted to do. Let me take this and read this. Life is full of surprises, and it's never too late to learn something new or do something you've always wanted to do. Our soul's purpose is to create, and create you shall do. Okay? We're here to create. And I created cleaning out the shadow. That's right. Clean it out. It needs to be cleaned. Or else, I mean, you could just spot people in their shadow, like today at the mall, and the guy and the girl driving all crazy down the parking lot, chasing each other, throwing things at it. It was ridiculous. That is shadow, people. Those are people that were being fed upon by parasitic entities. They were feeding off them. Oh, they had a feast because they were both in shadow. They were both operating in a negative energy, very dense. And when you go on a healing journey, you're not going to operate in that way. You're not going to find a man that's not going to have the patience to talk. But what I saw, it wasn't even him. It was the gal. It was the girl. She started it. She went looking for him. She chased him down in her Jeep. Threw water on him. And like, that's just so unnecessary. And then he chased her back and pulled up on the side of her and threw the water bottle at her. And it was a mess. I was like, wow. All right. And what is the topic? When you go on a healing journey, because your inner world reflects your outer world, okay? Your inner world reflects your outer world. What does that mean? Like the two people, because their inner world was so toxic, they met people. They each, brought in. She brought him and he brought her, and they were both toxic together. That's what happens. But if you go on a healing journey and you heal your inner psyche, which is your subconscious mind that holds old and new information, stored information, traumas and pains, and you don't project that and start operating in that type of energy, you heal and attract more better suited partners, because you're not going to put up with crap like that. You're going to put up with, you're going to attract a divine feminine or a masculine energy. You're going to be ready for them. When you're ready. And he or she will be respectful. You'll talk to each other. You're not going to scream at each other or call each other names. Respect. That's what you want. At least that's what I want. I've always gave respect. To a point. All right. Oh, this is a nice one. Understanding the 80-20 rule of love. You expect 80% of your needs met. His as well. 20% is for your relationship to grow separately. Okay? In separation. Separately. That is the 80-20 rule. It's kind of like the 80-20 rule in management. In, business and as administration. The 80-20 rule on time management. Well, this is understanding the 80-20 rule of love. You expect 80% of your needs met. His as well. And 20 is for your relationship to grow separately. Meaning you each have outside things that you love to do. Hobbies, seeing friends, or, relationships that don't allow you to see your friends. Those are not healthy. Get rid of them. They're toxic. Okay? And a divine feminine and masculine provide a safe haven offering empathy that goes both ways. And it could also be family, friends, soul families. That also goes with family and friends. You want someone who's going to be respectful. Friends that are going to respect you and who you are and what you do in life. Yeah. Why not, right? You want friends, partners, families, creating safety and guidance, right? A parent, a loving parent, you want them to be guiding you, at least as a child, but as you grow older, you want them in your corner. You want to know they're still rooting for you and they're not jealous of you or anything like that. It can get toxic with families. I've seen it done. So, that is, shadow is what shadow does. Now you know how shadow operates. And if you know anybody that operates like this, that is the inner psyche. That's the shadow self. That's them operating in the subconscious mind. And if their life is pretty upside down, well, it's because their inner world is messed up. And if this is you, no shame in the game, you know. And if you want a better life, clean out your inner psyche. Your shadow self. Clean it out so that you can operate and bring in wonderful things for yourself by loving yourself. Today I choose to remain positive. I am one with the wisdom of life. I am strong. Yes, you are. We're going to pull, because this is what you'll be getting to when you heal. Because why? Because God, Source, the Father, energy always rewards. Yes. Okay. So we're going to pull some powerful money affirmations. And if you think that they don't work, then you're already setting yourself up for a disadvantage. You might as well click off now. And allow your neuroplasticity in your mind to just disintegrate. To start just weathering away. Guess what happens when it weathers away? Get a stroke. Yeah. All right. If you don't believe me, look it up. I have a money mindset. I can afford everything I want. Yes, you can. When you go on a healing journey, God rewards you. And He makes sure you can afford everything you want. You want to know why? Because you're on a different timeline. You're not in that dense energy. You're operating in a higher frequency. And if anyone tries to rock your boat, let them. Because it's not going to rock your boat. It's going to rock theirs. Because that's how karma works. That's how energy works. When someone sends you a bad energy, you don't have to do anything. You don't even got to return to sender. If you're on a higher frequency, guess what? They're throwing darts, blanks. That energy is going to go right back to where it came from because it has to go somewhere. That's how entities work. So remember that. Always work on you. I am free and clear of all debt. I have a perfect credit score. Believe. Believe you have a perfect credit score and you will have one. Yeah. And this is the end of our healing journey. I am going to end this with my quote. Never let your heart be hardened by the challenges life brings. I am Sophia. Pay attention to your body. Okay, it's very important that you pay attention to your body and what the messages it's trying to send you. Remember, thoughts, feelings, emotions, and actions are energy in motion. Be careful what you create. I'm going to send you off with some self-love protection potion. I call it potion 222. And it's for anxiety and it's an energy. Okay? My gosh, it smells so good. That orange blossom. It's good for depression. Not that I have it. Gosh, if you could just smell this. All right. That is the end. Please like, subscribe, and thank you.